In the previous program with the pay calculation program, we used the functions calculation of the base pay and calc overtime pay. Now we're going to add get hours, also check hours at the end, calculate the total pay and show results. So we're starting to use a whole bunch of functions here, and if you use the correct names, just watch how much clearer this makes the flow of the program. So we get number of hours, then we calculate the base pay, then should not forget to add our little curly brackets here. Over here we calculate the overtime pay if the actual number of hours is greater than the base hours. Then we calculate the total pay, and then finally we show the results over here. So this makes it really easy to understand. So if we look at the functions that we have added, we already had over here the base pay and the overtime pay, so I'll just collapse those. Then we have the function get hours, and you just ask for the number of hours, and suppose that they enter a negative number. Of course you cannot have a negative number of hours worked, so we just send it to a function check hours, and you can let it return a Boolean value, true or false. Or what you can do is just in the check hours function correct it and then send back a correct number of hours. So if you enter a couple of hours in the get hours function, you get it over here as double, and as long as the number is negative, you keep asking, hey, the hours worked must be greater than 0. So just enter it again, and then finally when they give you a valid number of hours, then you return it over here as the double, and that goes back to get hours here, and we put it in the hours variable that we had already, and then we return it. So that's the function get hours. It actually refers to another function to check the input. Calculate total pay, it's something that we did in the main function, but now we're just going to split it off. Since we want to return total pay, we also have to declare it over here. And as always, keep the calculation and the return statement, keep those separate. In show results, we get the base pay, the overtime pay and the total pay, because we're going to be showing all three of them over here. A little bit of formatting over here with 2 decimals. And we have already discussed this check hours function. So if we would now, we have now collapsed all those functions. So you see how much more understandable this whole program is.